Yes, here behind me, I am the Katabi Town Council, which is one of the biggest town councils that form up Wakiso district of Uganda. And I am at the council hall. This is where key decisions and policy makers actually take cognizance of all the policies that require amendments, that require reviews, and also require implementation. So we are bringing the Teachers' Pride, which is our forthcoming project that is aimed at bridging or removing the barriers which are limiting the teaching profession in Katabi Town Council. So we've been at the office of the Community Development Officer. We've also interacted with key stakeholders, including the District Education Officer, on this very premises. And we want the Employment Act to also apply to the private teachers who are teaching in the private sectors of Uganda. Ever since 2000, when the government of Uganda liberalized many of the sectors or economic sectors, the teaching profession has had a priority or a number one role growing private entrepreneurs, and we are seeing a number of teachers in the private sector. However, they are having a problem of not having contracts, which is limiting them on their job security and safety, so meaning they can be hired and fired on the same date or any time that the proprietor wants. They are not able to get the salary arrangement based on qualifications, and we are seeing that they are being limited to access cheaper capital. They cannot have salary loans because no bank or financial institution is willing to render them a hand when it comes to matters requiring financial resources. So this is not only affecting their livelihood, but it's also affecting the profession itself, that a lot of people are now shunning away from the job that they started wanting to resorting to other jobs. So the problem is we want them to have this equal rights as it is with government teachers. Being a government teacher comes with a full contract which has an HR manual where duties and rights are fully defined. This is not what we see in the private schools, which form the biggest number of the education institution and forms the biggest number of the clientele, as well as employing the majority of the people. So we've also looked at the aspect of gender inequality when it comes to private schools, where women are given lesser pay on the same level as men. And you see directors are bragging that these are cheap people to hire compared to men of the same qualification. So these are some of the things that we want to address. However, these things are well addressed within the Employment Act of Uganda and the national guidelines which govern teachers. They need to have these equal opportunities as women, that if a teacher, whether male or female, they are of the same qualification, maybe bachelor's degree, they have a range gap of salary which is supposed to be given to them. So you find that the person has taught in an institution for over 10 years and they're still considered as interns. So when a teacher doesn't have a contract, apart from not being able to access soft loans, not having job security, but they also can't be able to access their pension when they get of old age. So these limitations are some of the factors that we want to put up together in the Teachers' Pride project, which we are yet to start in August of this year. We've been doing consultations with the relevant stakeholders. We've done consultations with the relevant teachers associations, and we've also been able to meet teachers one-on-one, and we are pushing up for this to make sure that we can petition the Equal Opportunities Committee about teachers in the private sector and make sure that we enforce directors of these private institutions to follow the Employment Act, follow the national guidelines that are enshrined for teachers, and also make sure that teachers have visible contracts which are enforceable by law, as well as having HR manuals. So this is a project that we are bringing, and it's what we are working on, and we want to make sure that it bridges the gap that government teachers are having with the private entity. So this is the overall of what we are looking at this time around. Thank you.